We're talking here about uh, elementary school, pre-K. Over my last 2 years, I have, when I break down the problems in education, the reason I separate the problems is because a lot of issues that we do are compound problems, meaning we're trying to handle two things at once. I like to break things down so we can deal with it appropriately and actually hit it and eliminate it. We highlight problems, but we walk you through the solution. So what my brand is all about is that any district initiative, you have to understand there are steps to achieve that. What happens in the average district is the district underestimates the amount of steps you need to take to be successful. So a lot of times, if you want to resolve a matter of, say, race, by my system of solving the issue, you want to do like 1, 2, 3. We want to have a courageous conversation. We want to do this, we want to do 1, 2, 3. Well, the truth is it takes about 12 steps. And if you miss any of those 12, now you can put them in different order. You can have different start points. But if you miss any of those steps, you'll always notice that the movement gets stalled. And that's what a lot of times you see. We're trying to handle an issue of behavior. What we don't understand is behavior is not a model. A behavior model is not going to get you what you're looking for. There's some steps you're missing, right? The model is system. So the model is not the problem. This is why I have to continue to highlight this, because a lot of people hear me and they will say that I'm going contrarian to what their district is doing. Never. I would never do that. I'm not dumb. That's stupid. I want the same goal. What I'm able to recognize is there's often more steps than we're currently designed and strategized to do. My entire brand, my entire firm, our consulting firm, is 100% based on results. I don't do opinions. Don't call me for no opinion. Don't call me just to fill slots. Don't call me for my view. If you lay the problem out and you call us, we're going to set those steps up. This is what we need to do. See, that's what people ask for me. What to do, Jackson? What do we do? And that's what I deliver on. You have a problem. Here's what we're going to do. Here's how. And I'm going to always make the steps very doable to get to the outcome. When you're dealing with elementary and pre-K, I was able to see early on in the COVID cycle that those group of educators were going to need more guidance. They're going to need more support. Why? Because that's literally the group that didn't go to school. So you talking about pre-K kids, no Head Start. So today, this 2023 pre-K kid, they've never been to school. They've never been to pre-K, and a lot of times they're going to come not having even been worked with at all, right? And so now you got this group that's in school right now. This kindergarten group this year, they've never been to school. This first grade group that just got moved along, they never been to school, right? So a lot of them are coming in first grade because of age. They just totally just moved them through kinder, and we can tell. So what does that require? That requires a very specific, different training approach for the staff. We cannot continue to keep setting people up and throwing them out there thinking they're learning. I talked to a young man who just started in January. So imagine this, you start in the middle of a school year, that typically is not good, right? But he's green. He said, Dr. Jackson, I just graduated about 3 weeks ago. He's fresh out of the classroom chair. He's on the firing line. His words, young kids 22. He said, nothing that they taught me at my school prepared me for what I'm dealing with. His words, he said, I'm losing. The kids are kicking my tail. He said, it would have helped me more to have come over here and seen it first. I know. That's what Jackson's talking about. There's a specific type of training that you need when you work in a trauma zone. So if you're talking about, I have very young, if I'm working in that pre-K or elementary and I'm working in a trauma zone, the first thing that the teacher must understand is their own trauma. The emotional health and confidence of teachers, particularly at that level, is very vital. Teaching is hard on confidence, right? Teaching is very hard on confidence. And a lot of people, as an administrator, you have to really understand the psychology of teaching and keeping your staff in good emotional health. When there's a difference between burnout and morale loss. Morale loss is connected to confidence, disconnected, right? Burnout is, the kids are taking more from you than you have to give. So what does that mean? If you have dealt with this morale issue, if you've dealt with this burnout issue, if you know you are seeing a higher level of trauma than we've ever seen before in the trauma zone, and this coming from babies, 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds, we have to change our approach. This week, I had one of the great opportunities of my life. I got a chance to talk to 3rd grade and 4th grade classes. And 5th grade and 6th, we started doing their test prep assembly, just getting them ready. And I'm telling you, I don't know if I've ever been more touched in my life when when you do this business, you know what you're looking at. You can see certain things in kids. And I could see the brokenness, dude. And it just was tough to look at. You could see the trauma in them. The kids are going through so much. And here's the thing, they'll tell you. What I'm asking us to do is to fully activate the trauma awareness process for our elementary school teachers. We have to be able to teach our elementary school faculty about trauma and what trauma does, the pillars of trauma. This is not trauma information. We call it trauma awareness. Trauma awareness, the first principle of trauma awareness is be aware of your own. A lot of people are emotionally engaging in the classroom and in the school process in a very unhealthy manner, and they're not getting production, right? One group told me, they said, well, Dr. Jackson, we could see that we've got progress going on, but it seems like our teachers go back and forth. So it seems like they'll give us one good month, but then they'll go back with bad habits. And then they'll give us another good month, but then they go back with bad habits. It's like this. In a trauma zone is a school that's located in an area where all of the traumas of the surrounding community come into school every day. The teachers' trauma at their house comes to work every day. Professionals, when you're taught properly, you know how to compartmentalize and pack it and leave it in the car, come in and get a kid the 8 hours they need. Teachers need more of that training. They need more help in that area because they're not getting it. What we tend to find out is when we see a staff that's underperforming, it is the mismanagement of trauma, their own and the children, confidence deficits, and overall lack of teaching skills. So while I support every district that helps its teachers to improve, I really do, giving them things they can do to get better, teaching strategies and time and pacing charts and things like that, whatever you believe. But what you can't do when you work with that staff, you can't take the confidence. You can't be brutal to their confidence. You can't put them in a position where they're not working for us, where their confidence is so toilet, their emotional health is so toxic, we can't get anything done. So at the elementary level, there is heavy levels of trauma, and it's coming from babies. So at that level, you have to bear it from the kid, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you got to get it from the parent. So the training that has to occur has to help that elementary staff, keeping them emotionally revived and in a good space and having the awareness of how to identify trauma in children. But see what's happened to our kids, trauma is becoming normal. That's the danger. You got to know how to identify it. You have to know how to support the kid. You have to know how to get the kid to talk, but also how to work the kinks out of that. One thing we know about our kids will tell us anything. So I was with one group this week, 2nd grade. I had to stop them from talking because them kids about to tell on their parents. My mama did, hey, stop, zip. But hold on now. They'll tell you anything. They will tell you anything. That happened to me once in New York. We were asking the kid something, and boy, he aired both parents out. The kids will tell you. Do we know how to manage it? What are we seeing? A lot of this hitting, extreme behaviors. You can't have kids hitting teachers. So this is what we got. I mean, I saw it, yes, got a kid telling the teacher, bleep you, and I'm going to do this. That requires training. That requires strategy from the top, because I have staff, I have administrators that are very clear. No kid is touching my staff. And they are going to get backed by district office. It's one thing we can't do. We can't do the hitting. The hitting is something we can't do, but then I'll go to another district or another school. They're allowing it. See, think this through. Everybody automatically goes to suspensions and you can't kick them out and can't send them home. Well, we're too smart not to come up with appropriate solutions. We're too intelligent to just say that hitting is going to be acceptable. Dr. Jackson has been very clear my entire career. Your behavior, we gonna work with you. But there's one thing you cannot do. And we have to teach it. You can't hurt people. And that means our programs need more training around pushing that type of mess and foolishness out of the building. This is the training and talks we must have. If we don't do it now, just as I said a decade ago, it will escalate. And guess what's happened? We're there. You know you need help. This is elementary school professional development, talking about the real live issues going on in pre-K to second grade. This is a specific approach that teachers really have to take to be successful in those those early elementary, primary school classes, because the behavior is escalating. The teacher needs to have more awareness, and teachers have to know how to proactively handle it, not respond. Right? Not respond. The kid, we need training. We need to help our staff. Everybody's not getting hit. Everybody's not getting spit on. These are the things that I've seen on the mental health unit. These are the things that I've seen when I worked in foster care, at group homes. These are behaviors that were displayed there. And what I do know about kids is, to the degree that they think it's okay or acceptable, I'll leave you with this. This actually happened this week. I saw it. I had a little guy, he's 8. He attempted to hit a teacher, or he tried to hit a teacher. He cussed the teacher, then he swung at the teacher. Okay? When my person was talking to him, when my person is talking to him, was talking to him, she said, what did you do? I did this. Why'd you do it? Because I got mad. Okay, well, so what do you think's gonna happen now? I go back to class. No, you're going home. He said, home? Mean I'm getting suspended? She said, absolutely, you can't do that here. We don't hit teachers. If you've seen his face, it was like an epiphany. So guess what had happened? He's seen other kids hit teachers. And so what did they do? Sometimes these things get covered up. Sometimes the teacher takes it. Sometimes it gets kind of smushed and handled inappropriately. And then what happens is we got a hit, kick, spit culture, and our teachers are being abused. My admin are being abused. We got to get on the same page in this area. And this is why I'm calling all administrator. I'm calling down from superintendents, central offices, principals. We've got to get this done. This one we got to get right. We can't let this happen. That's not the law. That's not the rules. Okay, well, what did they say to me? Well, you can't do zero tolerance. Well, there's a lot you can do. Okay, zero tolerance is an attitude. Zero tolerance is not a policy. So what I'm asking you to do is to change the culture around extreme behaviors. There are things you can flush out. There are things that can happen. And you've got to come in, you got to learn how to do that. A lot of people, everybody's not comfortable with confrontation. Everybody's not good with standing up for themselves. Okay. So you can be taught to, though. You can be taught to how to confront properly. See, you can be taught that, because it's not happening to everybody. There are teachers I know, they'll tell a kid, you better not hit me, because this is just where it's at. I ain't no kid tried to hit me in my career. I've been in youth services and education. I started my freshman year in college. My first real job was at 22. So you're talking about my first real job. So I'm almost at this juncture at 22, been in this thing 27 years, man. Wow. Jeez. Golly, man. Ain't no kid hit me. Ain't no kid spit on me. Man, I ain't been cussed out. And I come where our school's crazy. All the schools I've been at was real deal. Been on the inside. Everything. Cussed out, never. Nah. So why is that? What do I see? It's not, and it don't do color, don't do gender. That's not true, because you got men getting cussed out. You got black men getting cussed out. You got white men getting cussed out. So that ain't it. You can't say that. So there is understanding to be had here to help our elementary school staff start their training process. It is your responsibility as admin. Help the folks, man. You can't let careers get plowed, and you can't let your teachers get hurt. That can't happen. And it's too much we can do to start that process. And that starts at the training table. I can help you. I want to help you. Call us today, email, reach out. Though our schedule is full, though we're doing more than we ever have, anybody will tell you, if they call me and I talk to them, and I know, and the sincerity of the person knows they need help, there's no way I'm not coming out. Give me a call, give us an email. We're here to help, and I'm here to support you. Looking forward to working with you soon. Be well, and thank you for everything you do for our students. I'll see you in class.